comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to this edition of a Funko Popcast. I am DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's podcast, we have a jam-packed podcast because two things are happening. First off, we're talking all 3 days of Funkoween 2022 reveals. And then we will have, as titled for this podcast today, the top 10 Funko Pops of May 2022, or as I like to call it, International DK Wrestler Month. So we might as well get right to it with the day one reveals for Funkoween 2022, which I do want to mention in advance that these reveals throughout the 3 days, they will be expected to release as early as available now to probably October, November, so I don't have to go back and forth with the different release dates. So kicking off with day one, which was May 17th, which first off, we got ourselves a set of pops for the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, which I'm sorry in advance that I'm going to butcher these names for anyone listening. We have ourselves common pops of Satoru Gojo, Mahito, Nobara Kujisaki, Megumi Fujiguro, Yugi Itatori, and then a pop deluxe of Sukuna. And then we got ourselves exclusive pops of a fight pose Nobara, which will be going to the Funko shop, I guess, unmasked version of Satoru with energy, which will be going to Chow's Collectibles, a new version of Mahito, which will be going to Books A Million, a regular 4-inch Sukuna with a 1-in-6 glow-in-the-dark chase, which will be going to Galactic Toys, a Yugi Itatori with the mouth on the side, which will be going to Hot Topic, another version of Megumi Fujiguro, which will be going to Barnes & Noble, a laying down posed Yugi Itatori, which will be going to FYE, and then we have ourselves, I guess you can call it a masked version of Satoru with energy, which will be going to Box Lunch. Then we got ourselves a pop of Sonic the Werehog for the Sonic the Hedgehog lineup, which will be going to Hot Topic. More trick-or-treat pops have been announced as we got ourselves 2 new variants of Sam, one with a bag, which will be a common, and one with a lollipop, which will be a Funko Shop exclusive. 3 new pops being announced for the Sally Face lineup, which we have ourselves pops of Sal Fisher, Ashley, and Larry. A pop movie moments of the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus, which will be exclusive to Spirit Halloween. 3 pops for the movie Leprechaun, which all 3 of the pops are Leprechaun. 1 is a common. Then we got ourselves a bloody variant going to Amazon and a glow-in-the-dark version that will be an FYE exclusive. And last but not least, for day one reveals, we got ourselves Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. So kicking off day one reveals with Jujutsu Kaisen, and these pops are pretty detailed, to be honest. Not knowing about this anime at all, I think they're all pretty detailed, especially when you get down to the exclusive pops. I think these are pretty decent. I don't exactly know which one would be my favorite, but I think this is going to be a decent selling lineup of pops. I don't know if all of them are going to be big sellers, but I think there's going to be a decent amount that will sell pretty well. Then we got ourselves Sonic the Werehog, which I cannot believe that we actually have a Sonic the Werehog pop now, especially because last year we did our fandom-related podcast on Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm pretty sure MD mentioned in his wish list of what he wants to see next is Sonic the Werehog, which is pretty cool. We got it now. There is a couple of gripes, though, about this. First off, is that I felt like this should have been more of a 6-inch figure because he is a werehog and not a hedgehog at this point. But at the same time, maybe if I see this pop in person, it might be one of those 4-inch pops that are meant to be slightly bigger than the regular sized 4-inch pops, kind of like how we discussed about with Khonshu a couple weeks ago on the podcast. It might be like that. And the other thing, why isn't this flocked? I don't know why this is not flocked, especially because we have gotten flocked figures of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles within the last few years. I don't know why this figure, which should be flocked, is not flocked. Maybe it's going to be a Comic-Con exclusive down the line where it's flocked, but at the same time, what's really the point Then we got ourselves the Trick or Treat Pops of Sam, which there's two variants. These are okay. I don't think these are as good as we had gotten with that one Hot Topic exclusive that was announced last year at Funkoween with like the unmasked version, especially because I'm pretty sure the molding of the body is pretty much exactly the same as we have with the Funko Shop exclusive we're looking at right now. And it does look very familiar, these two pops, because of the fact that this is how the Funko Soda is, where the common is the one with the bag and the chase version is what the Funko Shop exclusive is with the lollipop. I think we've seen the best of Trick or Treat Pops at this point. Then we have the Sally Face Pops, which these are pretty decent. I remember when the first Sally Face Pop was announced actually pre-pandemic. That was pretty cool. And now we have 3 more pops added to the lineup, and they're all pretty decent, especially even the Larry character. Even though he's simplistic, he's still pretty detailed. The character in the middle there, Sal Fisher, is really cool in detail with the mask and how you have a little bit of the blood splatter on the side of the face. The Sanderson sisters, this is meh. We've seen a lot of Sanderson sisters, and it's kind of getting a little bit frustrating and boring at this point. There's definitely room for more characters, especially last year at Funkoween, we had the Danny pop with the cat there. That was a little bit refreshing, but we're now pumping out more Sanderson sister pops, and it's like, why? Next up, we have ourselves Leprechaun, which a lot of people are really excited about Leprechaun pops. And I think all 3 of these pops, even though they're very similar in terms to the posing, are pretty cool. You got the regular one for the people that might not want to go to obviously Amazon or FYE and try to get this, or buy it on the secondary market for double the price. They can just go to their GameStop or their Hot Topic and it will sit there and they'll be able to get it and they'll be fine with that. But I do like the bloody version because there is a decent amount of blood, but not so much at the same time to where it just does not look the greatest. And you got the glow in the dark version where essentially it is a bit of a different molding because the leprechaun is holding a flashlight this time. And you do have a bit of like a paint application on the face where it's showing the effect of what the flashlight will be doing when it shines on his face, and how you don't see the entire face. You only see, I guess, parts of it with a bit of a shadow there, which I think is a really nice attention to details. So I think all 3 of these pops are pops where you might want to get all of them because even though they look similar, they look like they can be different at the same time to where you want all 3 of them. And then last but not least, for day 1, we have ourselves Hannibal Lecter. This one is okay. I mean, I feel like the Hannibal Lecter pops we've gotten where he is bloody, I think are much better than what we have here. But obviously, I think at some point in the Silence of the Lambs movie, he obviously is not covered in blood. So I guess they got to dive into that aspect of the movie, even though the bloody versions are much better, or even him wearing the mask is much better. I guess I'm going to end this off by mentioning what I feel like is my favorite and my least favorite from day 1. And I'll obviously mention that for day 2 and 3. My least favorite for day 1 would probably have to be, I'm going to go Sanderson sisters, just because we've seen a lot of Sanderson sisters. And then my favorite would probably have to be Sonic the Werehog.
So starting off with the anime pops of Jujutsu Kaisen, these pops are actually pretty decent. They're what you expect from an anime, that's for sure. But I mean, it's a huge wave, which I'm sure fans of the show are definitely going to be happy with. Definitely a lot of pops to collect here, and especially with the exclusive pops. I definitely think that my favorite is got to be the Barnes and Noble exclusive. I just like how that pop looks. The little frog characters are kind of cool as well. But overall, this wave is pretty dang sweet. Then we got the announcement for the Hot Topic exclusive brand new Sonic the Hedgehog pop of Sonic the Werehog, and I am ecstatic about this. This is amazing. I'm so pumped. I definitely had this on my wish list when we did that Sonic the Hedgehog pod. DK summed it up pretty good, though, that there are some gripes. Hopefully, which I do think is going to be true, that this will be a bit of a larger pop inside of the normal pop box, which, if you guys know me, I like that. I'm not a huge fan of the 6-inch boxes just because the way they're kind of hard to display, you can't really display them nicely with the rest of the wave. So hopefully that is true. And then, yeah, I definitely read some comments on the posting that Funko posted on their Instagram. And a lot of people are definitely upset that this was not flocked. I mean, it just makes sense to be flocked. It's an exclusive pop too, so I feel like it really easily could have been flocked. But at the same time, kind of like DK said, I don't really want to see this as a Comic-Con exclusive now with flocking, because Comic-Con pops are hard enough to get sometimes that buying one just for flocking is maybe not the greatest thing. But overall, super happy with this pop. It's a pop I've wanted for a long time, and I will 100% be buying this pop. Then we have the new Trick or Treat pops. Yeah, these aren't great. We've seen a lot of decent Sams. I don't know if there's one that I would say is just amazing, but we've seen some pretty good Sams already. And I do own one of the Spirit Halloween exclusive ones. And honestly, that's good enough for me. A lot of these are kind of just seeming like repeats of themselves. And like DK said, how these are essentially exactly the same as the soda cans. I understand if you're a big fan of Trick or Treat and maybe you don't buy soda cans, that these might be a good way to get this version of Sam, but they're kind of all the same in my opinion. And then we have pops for Sally Face, and this is pretty interesting. And I kind of forgot about this game. Never played it, but seeing the different characters, it's like, wow, okay, this kind of brought back a memory that I kind of forgot I even had. And these are interesting. I'm sure that fans of the game are definitely going to want to buy these. And overall, I think all three of these pops look pretty decent. Then we have the Spirit Halloween exclusive Hocus Pocus Sanderson sisters, and this is okay. We've seen a lot of Hocus Pocus pops in the last few years, so this seems like it's not necessary, but I do know that a lot of people definitely enjoy collecting these pops, so I wouldn't be surprised if this sells decently. It feels like just a 3-pack. I understand that it is a movie moment, but just the way that they're kind of posed, it doesn't really seem like a movie moment, rather a 3-pack. And I feel like the 3-pack that we got, I believe it was last year with the cauldron that they were standing in front of, I believe that was a pretty good 3-pack. I liked that. This one is just not quite as good. Then we have 3 pops for Leprechaun, and all 3 of these are actually really cool. The common is decent, but I feel like if you're going to get one, you probably want to get one of the exclusives. The Amazon exclusive with the bloody variant is decent as well. I think it's better than the common, but it's not the greatest. And then the FYE exclusive glow in the dark one, I think is actually a really awesome pop. I really enjoy the way that they did this with the flashlight. And I'm assuming that the flashlight from this glam shot looks like it will also be glow in the dark, which is a really interesting idea and makes total sense. And then the way that they executed where the glow in the dark is on the face, I think is definitely pretty cool. This is a pop that I really like. If I end up seeing this in stores, I would probably buy it for retail. I don't know if I'd pay a secondary value for that pop though, but I do think it's decent. And then lastly, we have Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs, and this makes a lot of sense for Funkoween. This is a decent pop. Is it one of the best Hannibal Lecter pops we've seen? No, not really. I think that there's more kind of iconic looks for Hannibal Lecter, but this is an okay pop, and I could definitely see a lot of people wanting this. So my least favorite has to be the Funko Shop Sam from Trick or Treat, just because I feel like I like the one with the bag a little bit better. And my favorite pop from day one has to be Sonic the Werehog. I think that there's no one who would really doubt that, because obviously it being on my wish list and being a really awesome Sonic pop.
All right, moving on to day 2, which happened on May 18th, which kicking off, we have ourselves a set of Nightmare Before Christmas pops, but pretty much 96% of them being Blacklight. We got ourselves common pops of Blacklight variants of Mayor, Oogie Boogie, Jack Skellington, Sally, and Zero, along with a 10-inch Jack Skellington with Zero. And then we have exclusive pops of those 5 4-inch pops that I just mentioned, slapped into a 5-pack exclusive to Walmart, Santa Jack Skellington, which will be a Funko Shop exclusive, a Blacklight Artist Series pop of Zero, which will be a Walmart exclusive, a Jack Skellington with snakes, which will be a Hot Topic exclusive, and we got ourselves Angry Jack Skellington Blacklight pop, which will be a GameStop exclusive, along with a 10-inch Oogie Boogie Blacklight pop, which will be going to the Funko Shop. And then the one pop that isn't Blacklight for the Nightmare Before Christmas set is a VHS covers of Jack Skellington, which will be exclusive to Amazon. Then we got ourselves a new wave of pops for the anime Hunter x Hunter, which we got ourselves common pops of Kite, Bisky, Netero, and a Miriam versus Komugi pop anime moments, along with exclusive pops of Meruem, which will be a Chow's Collectibles exclusive, Komugi, which will be Hot Topic, Kurapika, which will be FYE, and Pitou, which will be Funko Shop exclusive. a Blacklight Frankenstein for the Universal Monsters lineup, which will be exclusive to Walgreens. We got pretty much a re-announcement of the Disney Villains Pops from last year, except there were some new items added, which first off, we have ourselves a Diamond Collection Maleficent, which will be a part of a Pop and Tea bundle and will be exclusive to Target. Blacklight Disney Villains Pops of Dr. Facilier, Maleficent, and Captain Hook, which will be going to Hot Topic. A brand new train set, which will involve Maleficent, Evil Queen, Captain Hook, Ursula, and Cruella de Vil, which will be exclusive to the Funko shop. And then the first pop added to a brand new set of Villains Assemble, as it's called, exclusive to Hot Topic, which the first pop revealed for that set is Hades with Panic and Pain. Then we have pops for the video game Gotham Knights, which we got ourselves common pops of Red Hood, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Robin, with exclusive pops of a glow-in-the-dark Batgirl, which will be going to Amazon, a Blacklight Red Hood, which will be going to GameStop, and a 10-inch Nightwing, which will be exclusive to Walmart. And last but not least, for day 2, it is for a lineup of pops called Gloomy Bear, which we got ourselves 2 flocked variants. One will be more of the common version that will be pink, and the chase variant will be black, which this will be a Hot Topic exclusive. So kicking off with the Blacklight Nightmare Before Christmas Pops, or just Nightmare Before Christmas Pops in general, plus the VHS covers, I think it definitely makes sense that they made Nightmare Before Christmas in a blacklight form. Just the whole vibe of that movie is Halloween-esque, plus the fact that, especially when you go to the scene involving Oogie Boogie's lair, then there are aspects of a lot of bright colors as it is. So I think it was meant to be that Nightmare Before Christmas would eventually be turned into a blacklight form. I'm really kind of interested to see how Blacklight and Artist Series specification in one pop actually turns out already. We're not entirely the biggest fan of Artist Series, but adding that Blacklight effect to it and making those kind of, I guess, art per se in the Artist Series pop out might actually make this pretty decent, but I wouldn't be surprised on how smushed the photos look in the Zero pop. Then we got the VHS covers of Jack Skellington, which definitely makes sense that at some point they would have done a VHS covers of Nightmare Before Christmas. At first, I had a little bit of a gripe thinking that they just took the pop from the movie moments they did with Jack and Sally from a few years ago and just added the Jack into this VHS covers and using a repurposed pop. But after looking at the movie moments again through a photo, that it is a bit of a different posing. So I guess it's not essentially a recycled pop, but it definitely makes sense that they would have made this into a VHS covers. And I think it's going to be a pretty big seller. Then we got ourselves the Hunter x Hunter Pops, which I think these are okay. I like the Jujutsu Kaisen ones a bit better just because it's a little bit more new and refreshing, but these are still pretty decent, especially because you have an anime moments, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, you don't even get an anime moments with the Jujutsu Kaisen reveals, and especially the anime reveals we're going to talk about during day 3 reveals. So I guess that's pretty cool. And then the exclusive pops are also pretty decent. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure some people have mentioned that that Hot Topic exclusive actually does have a chase variant to go along with it. Blacklight Frankenstein, that's really cool. I like how that green pops, and especially how you have the purple and the kind of shadings of blue within the black attire. I think that's going to be really decent. Then we got the Disney Villains Pops, which I think they're okay. The Pop and Tea bundle, there's nothing really to say that we haven't said about these new Pop and Tea bundles before. The Blacklight Pops, I do like the best probably out of this entire set. I think the colors just stand out really well, especially how they made the bases Blacklight also. The train set is okay. I find that the Nightmare Before Christmas train set from last year's Funkoween was way better than what we got here. But I still think it's going to be a pretty decent seller because that train set from last year did sell out. I don't think quickly, but it still did sell out. I don't think they have any more on the Funko Shop website, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the brand new Pop Deluxe set that will be a Hot Topic exclusive, starting off with Hades, which is pretty decent. And at first, I didn't even know that this was only 6 pieces. This could have been like a 10-piece set because of the amount of characters. And I can already kind of tell what's going to be in this set, or at least a couple of them at least. Like beside the Hades is Scar with the hyenas, which is going to be insane. And then one of the pops I can definitely tell, and that MD might actually get if he were to even only get one out of this set, is looking to be Yzma and Kronk as a deluxe kind of 2-pop set. Then we got the Gotham Knights pops, which I think these are actually pretty cool. I think these are some DC pops that DC fans can be proud of because DC usually gets the short end of the stick when it comes to certain Funko reveals. And I think these are pretty cool. I like all of them, I guess, equally the same. I don't think there's one that's like worse than the other or better than the other. I do like that Black Light Red Hood. I think those colors are pretty decent. The Robin and Nightwing pops are also pretty cool. But overall, this is a pretty cool set, and I do thoroughly enjoy this lineup of pops. Maybe there'll be more down the line, especially with San Diego Comic-Con just around the corner. And then we have Gloomy, which this is a weird set, I guess I can say. And I don't think these are going to sell well. I think this is going to be one of those pops that end up being Hot Topic exclusives, and they sit on the shelves for like a year or two and they end up being clearance pops, and even when they're on clearance they will not sell. Obviously there's going to be a chase, so that's going to be gone, but that common is just going to sit there. And I'm really curious because it doesn't show on here, but will the Flock Chase actually have the Flock Chase sticker like we've seen in the past with, like, I think it was like Panda Pool, I think it was, that was a Hot Topic exclusive. So for day 2, I would have to say the worst pop obviously is that Gloomy Bear. And then the best pop from this set, I will actually say the Nightwing pop.
All right, day 2 of Funkoween also had a lot of really awesome pops. So starting off, we have the announcements for the Nightmare Before Christmas. These are awesome. Blacklight pops are always sick. And yeah, this makes a lot of sense. These are really cool. The mayor definitely has a lot of different colors going on. Oogie Boogie being green is really cool as well. These blacklight pops are sweet. And the 5-pack is not bad, actually. A lot of the times we hate on when they throw a common set into like a 4-pack or a 5-pack, but I don't think this is terrible, especially if it has a really awesome like 5-pack blacklight box. I think that that would be pretty sweet. And then the exclusive pops are pretty decent as well. That Walmart Artist Series one is very interesting because of the fact that it's an Artist Series pop that is blacklight. I'm very excited to see what it turns out to be like, because I do think it definitely has some potential, but at the same time, the design is kind of weird how they just have the pops from the wave as the art is interesting. It's not exactly what we're looking for. And I feel like Zero is a weird character to pick to do that kind of design, considering he is kind of a much smaller figure. I think that maybe Oogie Boogie would have been a good candidate for that, though there has been a few Artist Series Oogie Boogies already. So it's kind of a toss up. And then we have the VHS covers, which is also really sweet. I always enjoy these VHS covers, and they're doing a really good job with them, especially with this one where the pop that comes in it represents the cover very well. I think that it looks great. I'll probably end up buying this. And then we have the new Hunter x Hunter pops, and these are also pretty dang sick. I'm really enjoying them. I really like that Hot Topic exclusive pop. I like the character design. I think it's cool, and I'm interested to see what the chase looks like because I don't know why, but that pop kind of just like it grabbed my attention. So there also being a chase is definitely a pretty sweet thing. Then we have the Walgreens exclusive Frankenstein Blacklight pop, and this is really awesome. I really enjoy this pop. I love Blacklight, obviously, and I think that Frankenstein is really cool in Blacklight, and I really like the way they executed it with the way that there's the blue striping in the hair and on his attire, and I think that that green is going to really pop very nicely, and they couldn't have picked a better place for it to be exclusive. It makes a lot of sense for this to be exclusive to Walgreens, so this is a pretty good job by Funko. And then we have more pops for the villains lineup, and the Pop and Tea bundle. Yeah, DK summed it up pretty well. There's not a whole lot you can say about this that we haven't said about Pop and Tea bundles, but I don't think it's terrible. I like it. Maleficent is a cool character as well. And then we have the Blacklight villains, which is pretty dang sweet. The one that pops out to me the most is the Captain Hook. I really enjoy that pop. I think that that looks great. I would consider buying that one. I don't know if I get the other two, or assuming that there'll probably end up being more that end up getting released eventually, but that Captain Hook is dang cool. Then we have the Villains Train, and yeah, I do think I like the Nightmare Before Christmas one a little bit better, but the way that they did this with the different train carts is pretty interesting, and I don't think it's a bad set. And then we have this new Disney villain set of 6 pops. Obviously, we're just seeing Hades right now, but this is going to be awesome. I will probably buy all 6 of these. this is kind of the first time that I've been interested in buying like a full set of Disney Pops. Sometimes I'll buy one or two Disney Pops here or there, but I think that this set is going to look amazing, like DK said, where you can kind of tell that you're getting Scar with the hyenas, which is going to be a really awesome looking pop. And then as I was looking through, I was like, wait, is that Kronk? And I forgot that it was only a 6-piece set. And then I realized, oh, okay, yeah, Yzma is beside him. And I'm very excited to see what that looks like. I think it's going to look great. And yeah, I can't wait to get all 6 of these pops. Then we have the pops for Gotham Knights, and DK summed this one up pretty good. I think that DC now gets some pretty decent pops. I like how all of these pops look, and that's really surprising because normally with DC pops, they're usually kind of just meh to me, but I do like how all these pops look. I don't know if I have a favorite. Maybe the Robin. I kind of like how the Robin looks, but yeah, overall, this is a cool set, and they even threw in one Blacklight pop, which is pretty interesting. And then lastly, for day 2, we have the Gloomy Pops, and these are interesting. It's interesting that they're flocked, whereas Werehog is not. Come on, Funko. But it is cool that there is a chase version, and I think it's a decent chase considering the whole colorway is pretty much swapped, and even the eye color is changed. So yeah, I think that chase will definitely be something that people are going to go after, but DK said it well when he said that these are probably going to sit at Hot Topic for probably about a year. So my favorite pop from day 2 has got to be the Captain Hook Blacklight pop, though. I really enjoy the way that the colors are on there. I mean, there's almost every color in the rainbow on that pop, which is great. And then my least favorite, yeah, I think I also have to go with the common Hot Topic exclusive Gloomy because, yeah, I don't think that's going to sell very well.
Are you looking for great pop protectors? Then look no further than popbox.ca. They have a variety of 4-inch and 6-inch protectors in different quantities. Do you want to get 10 protectors, 20? You can get even up to 250 pop protectors over on popbox.ca. And also use our promo code of Funko Popcast for 10% off of your entire purchase of pop protectors. The code is going on until supplies last. So go get your pop protector needs now over on popbox.ca using our code of Funko Popcast to get 10% off.
And let me tell you guys, we're not just screwing around here. These are some great pop protectors. We own a multitude of these protectors. They are some of the best I've seen. Stop buying from EB Games. I'm not boycotting EB Games by any means, but their pop protectors are not as good. So again, use code of Funko Popcast for 10% off.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the third and final day of Funkoween 2022 reveals, which there's a lot of great things to say about day 3. So kicking off with day 3, we have ourselves a brand new wave of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror Pops, which we got ourselves common pops of Twin Bart, Snail Lisa, Homer Zilla, Witch Maggie, and Skeleton Marge, with exclusive pops of those 5 commons in a 5-pack exclusive to Walmart, an Itchy and Scratchy 2-pack going to Hot Topic, a Spider Willy Pop Deluxe, which will be going to the Funko shop, and we got ourselves a glow-in-the-dark Witch Maggie, which will be a Amazon exclusive. Then we got ourselves Disney Trick or Treat pops of Donald Duck, Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, and Goofy, with exclusive pops of a glow-in-the-dark Mickey Mouse going to Amazon and a glow-in-the-dark Goofy going to Entertainment Earth. Then we got ourselves pops for the movie Nosferatu, which will be of Nosferatu himself, which has both a common and a 1 in 6 chase. We got a new wave of pops for the anime Attack on Titan, which we have ourselves common pops of Aaron Yager, Berthold Hoover, Mikaza Ackerman, and Miras Titan, with exclusive pops of Formal Levi, which will be a shared exclusive between GameStop and Funimation, a new version of Mikaza Ackerman, which will be a Chalice Collectibles exclusive, Battle Levi, which will be an Alliance Entertainment exclusive, a blue translucent Aaron Yager, which will be a Hot Topic exclusive, and a glow-in-the-dark female Titan, which will be a Bait exclusive. Then we got pops for the movie The Bride of Chucky, which we got ourselves normal variants of Chucky and Tiffany, along with a blacklight version of Chucky, which would be an Entertainment Earth exclusive, and a 2-pack of Chucky and Tiffany, which will be blacklight and exclusive to Hot Topic. We got various horror movie icons of Michael Myers, Elvira, and Pennywise, which are Blacklight and Entertainment Earth exclusives. We got a brand new wave of E.T. Funko Pops for the 40th anniversary, which we got ourselves common pops of Elliot and E.T. on the bike, Jerty, Elliot, E.T. in robe, E.T. in disguise, E.T. with flowers, and we got ourselves a pop movie moments of E.T. and Elliot. That's a glow-in-the-dark pop. Then we got ourselves exclusive pops of E.T. eating candy, which will be a Walmart exclusive, along with a 3-pack of the E.T. in robe, disguise, and flower common pops in a 3-pack. And we got ourselves a E.T. with glowing heart, glow in the dark, exclusive to Target. And last but not least, for day 3, we have ourselves a telekinesis Carrie from the movie Carrie. So kicking off, we have ourselves the Treehouse of Horror Pops, which I'm excited for because this was a prediction I made correct during our predictions video. And this is a pretty decent set, especially because finally we have ourselves a pop of Hugo. Oh my God. I have been waiting for a Hugo pop since they announced the first wave of Treehouse of Horror Pops. We even did the fandom related podcast on Treehouse of Horror, where it was like my #1 wish list want of Hugo, which, speaking of that, I did say Twin Bart on purpose because the majority of the websites are listing the pop as Twin Bart, which I guess in an advertisement way, I guess it's a little bit better to say Twin Bart because maybe there are people out there that might not recognize that essentially it is Bart, but it's a different character of Bart. But the hardcore Simpsons fans, like let's say our co-host here, MD Shady, or Funko YouTuber Wasatch Pop, would know of this pop as Hugo. So I'm kind of curious to know, especially because it's even listed on Funko.com and the Funko app as Hugo Simpson, whether the box will actually say Hugo Simpson or Twin Bart on it. Hopefully it does say Hugo Simpson because that would be a little bit better. And then the rest of the set is pretty decent. Of course, you're going to have different variants of the family members of the Simpsons. The exclusive pops, besides obviously the 5-pack, which I mean, it's okay, but at the same time, they could have done much better for a multi-pack than that. But the pops we have here for the exclusives, like the Itchy and Scratchy 2-pack, is really, really cool. I really enjoy that. I can't exactly remember the episode that's involved with, but I think it's awesome that they ended up doing a Itchy and Scratchy Treehouse of Horror 2-pack. And especially they made the pop of the Spider Willy, which I think is absolutely insane. That's obviously in the same episode as the Groundskeeper Willy because it's all tied together with like Nightmare on Elm Street as kind of the spoof for that episode. So I think it's really awesome, especially the Spider Willy holding the little popified version of Bart Simpson there. I think it's really awesome. And I think it will sell out. It's just a matter of how long it will take to sell out. And then the glow in the dark Maggie, I think, okay, that's okay. I will give it a little bit of a pass because it's green and green will glow well. Then we got the Disney Halloween pops, which I think this is pretty decent. I like these better than what we've been getting the last couple of years with like the Minnie Mouse on the broom and the Mickey Mouse vampire and all of those pops. I really enjoy what these pops look like, especially when you have Donald Duck as a candy corn. I think that's very interesting. And I'm kind of curious to know how that goofy glow in the dark pop is going to look because I think that kind of tealish green color, I think that will look pretty decent, but I also think it might be a little bit of a recipe for disaster because it's very similar to like the bluish color. Then we got Nosferatu, which I didn't really know what this was until a little bit of research, which is a 1922 horror movie. So it's really cool that they're kind of diving into like these older horror movies because that could have went along with like the one prediction MD Shady made in our Funkoween video. What's weird with this is because later on it was revealed that the common and the chase have actually switched, where the colored version is actually the common and the chase is the black and white version. I mean, that might be a little bit better. I don't exactly know because I have not seen this movie to know really what I feel would be better. But regardless, I think these are some pretty decent pops. Will they sell out? I have no idea. Then we got the Attack on Titan pops, which I think, in my opinion, these are my favorite anime pops between the 3 days that we have gotten. I think the detail on all of these are pretty decent, especially with the one common one that's on the bottom row there. I think that's really cool. And the exclusive pops are actually pretty cool, especially the most hyped pop of this entire set that people just keep on talking about is that Alliance Entertainment exclusive Battle Levi, where he's got the blood pouring down the face and you got that wicked looking base, especially with some blood on that base. I think this pop is going to be insane. And overall, I think these exclusives are pretty decent. We got the Bride of Chucky pops, which these are pretty decent. And this is an example of what I like to see when it comes to taking common pops and then putting them into a multi-pack and adding the Hot Topic or whatever retail exclusive sticker it is. You got the normal versions of Chucky and Tiffany, and then instead of just slapping those into a 2-pack and making it an exclusive 2-pack, they added the blacklight specification, which makes it different enough to where you would want to get both the singular pops and multi-pack. I think this is really cool, and I think a lot of people will obviously get this, especially with what the box will probably look like because it is blacklight. And then the Blacklight Entertainment Earth exclusive is also pretty decent, especially because I have the normal version of that pop already. So it's cool that they made a blacklight version, and I do enjoy what the outfit looks like for Chucky here as terms to the blacklight effect. Speaking of more blacklight pops, we got Michael Myers, Elvira, and Pennywise. I do enjoy Michael Myers as a character, but I find that the way they executed the blacklight effect on this Michael Myers looks a little bit awkward, especially what the face looks like. But the Elvira and Pennywise pops, I think these are pretty cool. Like, I like the way they pulled off Elvira with the purple dress, and then you have the blue strands going on with her black hair. I think they did a really great job with that. And then the Pennywise has really awesome colors with the pink hair. And then you have the different colors involved with both the face and the outfit, and how the eyes are green. I really like how those green eyes pop out well from just the entire blacklight pop. And then we have a brand new wave of ET pops, which holy, this is amazing. This made me pop huge. This is so awesome. We haven't had ET pops in years. And I know I probably butchered the girl's name knowing me because I totally forgot how to pronounce it. This is a great set of pops. I'm really glad that they're finally new ET pops because those older ET pops are so expensive and they're probably going to rise in price with this new set of ET pops. And I really enjoy even the common set, and that movie moments so awesome. I can't say anything bad about this. I really enjoy how this turned out, especially the fact they made it glow in the dark, because it's already cool enough where you can see it without a black light, and how you can see the trees, you have the moon, and the fact that this pop probably won't have a clear stand, but it's still flying. But the fact that when you take the black light to this and you're displaying this in the dark, that it gives the effect of the movie where you kind of see the shadow of E.T. and Elliot on the bike crossing the moon there. And I think that's going to be excellent. Easily, if I were to say, if any of these pops are going to be on our top 50 Funko Pops list of the year when we do that podcast at the end of the year, this is going to be one of them for sure. It has to be. I do enjoy the exclusive pops. I love E.T. with the Reese's Pieces, or I should say the candy, because obviously they probably can't call it Reese's Pieces for licensing issues. And then the glow-in-the-dark pop for Target is awesome, and I love that they made the pop glow-in-the-dark. It just only makes sense. I actually enjoy the 3-pack. I actually am not going to crap on a multi-pack that you take commons with, because I would say that, like, if you're going to get this, you might as well get the 3-pack. And it's also kind of displaying the different moments of E.T. in the movie. It's not like, hey, let's slap a bunch of random characters into a multi-pack and then slap the sticker like we've been seeing a lot of times. Or even with the Simpsons pops, I get it that you would have a multi-pack of the 5 family members, but realistically, all of the moments in those Trios of Horror episodes are probably from different episodes, so it wouldn't really make sense. And then last but not least, we have the Carrie Pop, which honestly, I think out of all the Carrie Pops we've seen the last few years, this may be the best one that they've pulled off. I love the amount of blood that is on this pop, but it's not like the goofy amount of blood. Like, example, last year's Funkoween with the Ash from Evil Dead and that chase, and how the blood looked like the blood that pours down the face of a Scream ghost face mask. Oh man, worst and best. I can easily pick a best one, but the worst, because there's not really any bad pops between day 3, because I think day 3 was 10 times better than day 1 and 2 put together. I'm probably going to have to go with the Blacklight Michael Myers just because of how kind of awkward it looks. And then my favorite one has to be the E.T. pop movie moments.
Okay, day 3 for Funkoween is full of banger pops. This is insane. And starting out with one of my favorite things to collect being The Simpsons, we have a brand new wave of Trios of Horror Pops, and they did not let me down. There's a lot of really cool pops in here, starting with Hugo or Twin Bart, whatever you want to say. Amazing. We're so happy to finally see a Hugo pop, and he even has the like plate of fish heads, which is hilarious. I really love how they did that. I think that the pop was very excellently executed. Such a great pop. And the rest of the wave is really cool as well, obviously, with the Snail Lisa. That's decent. Godzilla Homer is a really cool looking pop. And the Marge and the Maggie are definitely pretty cool as well. I will 100% be getting all of these pops. The 5-pack, I'm probably going to skip on this. I mean, doesn't make sense for them to be in a 5-pack besides the fact that they all are family members. But like DK said, they're not from the same episode. So it's just very weird. I understand why they did it, but yeah, definitely not one of my favorites. Definitely one of the only Simpsons pops ever that I'm planning on skipping on. Then we have the Hot Topic 2-pack of Itchy and Scratchy, and this is great as well. I liked this little skit from Trios of Horror. I think that it was great, and the brain is cool that he has the brain. That's that's really awesome. I really enjoy this 2-pack. And then we have the Spider Willy, which is insane. I would have never even thought of that. So cool. I really hope that this doesn't just sell out instantly on the Funko shop, or I at least hope that our local Toys R Us gets some, because I need that pop. That is just so amazing. And then we have the glow in the dark Maggie, which is okay. It makes sense. We've seen pops like this before with the Devil Ned, where he got the glow in the dark treatment and also went to Amazon. So I understand it, and I think it's going to look good. Glow in the dark. I'll probably settle for the common though. And then we have the Mickey Mouse and Friends, I'll call it, like the Disney trick or treat set. And these are cool. I like these actually. I like how there's some different variants, obviously, with the glow in the dark Amazon Mickey, and then the glow in the dark Entertainment Earth exclusive Goofy, I think is probably my favorite pop out of the set. The Donald is cool too. I like how he's the candy corn. I find that kind of funny. And then we have the 2 pops for Nosferatu with the common and the chase. And these are awesome. And I'm super pumped that DK said that what they're showing as the chase is going to be the common, because I was actually going to say that I think that's how it should be. I really like that common where he doesn't have the whatever it is that he keeps on his head. So I'm really glad that that's the common. I might end up buying this pop. I think it's pretty cool. And then we have new Attack on Titans pops. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've seen Attack on Titan pops in what seems to be years. I remember when I kind of first started getting into collecting Funko that there was kind of Attack on Titans pops kind of floating around in stores. Now they're actually pretty pricey. So I kind of wish I would have picked some of them up. And I can imagine that they're going to go way up in value now, especially with this new wave that looks awesome. These pops look sweet. And I have to agree with DK that this is probably the best of the anime pops that we've seen for Funkoween. I'm super glad that we're seeing more Attack on Titans pops. And I think that every pop out of here is going to sell very, very well. And that bait exclusive being glow in the dark like that and changing colors is just so wild to me. I really want to see that in person. I don't think I want to own the pop, but I definitely want to see how that glows. Then we have the pops for Bride of Chucky, and these are decent. I like the Entertainment Earth exclusive Blacklight Chucky. I think that's pretty cool. I like the way that it turned out. And then the 2 common pops are pretty decent looking pops. They're definitely nice. The Bride of Chucky looks cool. Chucky looks pretty awesome as well, and he's very beat up, which is awesome. And then, yeah, DK summed it up very, very well. When you're going to throw pops into a 2-pack like this is a perfect way to do it. Blacklight. They're not the best blacklight pops because there's only like 3 different like super prominent colors, obviously being orange, yellow, and blue. But I do think they do look good. And honestly, I think some people might just be better off getting that 2-pack of the blacklight pops. And again, like I said earlier, we're getting to see most likely a new blacklight sized box with a 2-pack box. Then we have the Blacklight Michael Myers. And yeah, this is a super awkward looking pop. I understand they did, I think, the best that they could do with this to make it Blacklight. But I don't know. I think that maybe they could have skipped on it or used a different mold of Michael Myers rather than this OG one. But I don't think it's the worst thing. But there's definitely a lot of better Blacklight pops. Then we have Elvira, and this is sweet. I think I will probably end up getting this and switching it out for the Elvira that I currently own because Blacklight's awesome. This is exactly how I like to see Blacklight pops. The highlights in the hair look great with the blue, and her hair is just a perfect way to exemplify how Blacklight hair should look. And the colors look great. I like how the purple and the yellow bounce off each other very, very well. And then we have Pennywise in Blacklight as well. And this is pretty dang amazing. I mean, this is a perfect example of a pop that should be Blacklight. It reminds me of the crazy outer space clowns or whatever. I totally botched that. But because he is a clown and they're Blacklight, this is just perfect. It looks great. I wouldn't even be mad if we've seen a couple other variations of Pennywise with Blacklight where they just change where the different colors are. I think that those would look awesome as well. Even if there was a chase of this and they did that, I think that would be great. And then holy crap, we have ET Pops. I'm so happy about this. These are so awesome. The common wave is great. Elliot and ET on the bike, really cool. We have a new Gertie pop. I do think I like the original Gertie. I think I like better, but this is a great way to show what Funko has done when you look at them side by side. But there's just something about that OG one that I really do enjoy. The common Elliot like solo pop is decent as well. It makes sense. I mean, he was also a solo pop in the OG wave. So again, they're just showing how better their molds are nowadays. And then we have those three common ETs, and they look great. And then we have the movie moments, which is arguably maybe the best pop that's been announced this year so far. I'm so in love with this. This is so cool. Glow in the dark with the moon is just great. This is amazing. There's nothing else you can say about it. And then there's the Pop and Tea bundle, which is pretty dang awesome as well. He's eating the candy / Reese's Pieces, which is awesome. There's so many new ET Pops, which is great. And I will definitely be getting this Pop and Tea bundle because that t-shirt is pretty dang sweet as well. And then we have the Target exclusive where it's the glow in the dark with the heart. That's so cool. I'm assuming that the finger will probably be glow in the dark as well. And that's just perfect. There's no other way they could have done this pop. I think it's very well executed. And then there's the 3-pack, which I have to agree with DK. This is an awesome 3-pack. I mean, you slap the 3 pops together. Okay, normally we don't like that, but I think it makes a lot of sense here where you have 3 different versions of ET, and it's not, let's say, the Elliot, one of the common ETs, and the Gertie slapped into a 3-pack. It makes a lot of sense to have all 3 of these ETs here, and I like the way it is. I will probably buy every single product from this new drop of ET Pops. This is so cool. I love this. And then lastly, we have Carrie. And yeah, this is pretty dang sweet as well. There's a lot of blood here that looks really good. It makes so much sense for the movie Carrie to have a pop look like this. Overall, Funkoween was just really, really awesome this year. Maybe one of the better Funkoweens we've seen. So for day 3, my least favorite pop, it kind of pains me to do it, but I think I have to say my least favorite pop from day 3 has got to be the Amazon exclusive glow in the dark Maggie. And then my favorite has got to be the Movie Moments ET. What a beautiful pop.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the top 10 Funko Pops of May 2022, or as I like to call it, International DK Wrestler Month, because my birthday is in May. Might as well kick off with MD Shady and his number 10 pick.
So starting off at number 10, I have the Scarlet Scarab from Moon Knight. I think that pop looks awesome. I think it's going to sell very well. The secondary market value will go up pretty dang quick on that pop. Pretty excited for it. I might end up picking it up if I am lucky enough to actually get my hands on one.
Coming in at number 10 on my list is the Amazon exclusive bloody variant of Leprechaun. I really enjoy how there's decent amount of blood. I like the detail of the blood on the fingertips, but I did put it right at the bottom because I do see this pop getting knocked off the list when we have our segment, The Update, on next week's podcast.
Moving on to number 9, I have the die-cast Darth Vader. This pop makes a whole lot of sense to be die-cast. The chase version is okay now that I've seen the Boba Fett and how that chase version looks. I really enjoy the die-cast Darth Vader.
Coming in at number 9 on my list is also the Funko Shop exclusive die-cast Darth Vader. I don't really know if I have anything to say now because I think MD took the words out of my mouth, but I really enjoy this. Darth Vader being my favorite character of all time in Star Wars. So I felt like this had to be on the list.
Coming in at number 8, I have the Hot Topic exclusive Lilo and Stitch on the hammock. Usually when there's new Lilo and Stitch pops, if they're not brand new characters, we don't exactly love them, but I do think that this was executed very well. It's a nice looking set. I think that it probably should be displayed out of box, which is probably what takes a little bit out of it. It could have been higher on the list, but because you probably have to display it out of box and as an in-box collector, that's not necessarily the best thing, but it's a beautiful set.
Coming in at number 8 on my list is the Amazon exclusive Padme for the new Star Wars lineup. I think this is pretty decent, especially because we barely have any Padme pops. And I think this should have been an example of what we should have gotten at Star Wars Celebration, especially because this year was also the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones.
Coming in at number 7, I have the Blacklight Captain Hook from the Disney Villain set. I think that this is a really cool looking Blacklight pop. Captain Hook is an awesome villain, so it makes sense to have him being in this set. And overall, it just looks really nice.
Coming in at number 7 on my list is the Sonic the Werehog Hot Topic exclusive. I think this is a really cool pop. Obviously, I mentioned my opinion of it already, but the reason it is a little low is because of the gripes of possibly not being a little bit bigger than 4-inch pop and the fact that it's not flocked. Why wasn't it flocked? If it was flocked, it would have been much higher on this list.
Moving on to number 6 on my list, I have I believe it was Target exclusive 11 in the Rainbow Room. I'm super pumped for Stranger Things 4, and this pop looks great. I like the idea of having some of these like movie or TV moments, especially for Stranger Things, and this pop looks sweet.
Coming in at number 6 on my list is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Scarlet Scarab from Moon Knight. I think out of all the Moon Knight pops that were announced during that day with like the 10-inch pop, and then you had that one villainous character there that I can't remember the name of, I think the Scarlet Scarab had a lot of detail and it had a lot of people hyped, especially because we got an SDCC reveal very early on, which stay tuned very soon on the channel because we will be doing a prediction video for San Diego Comic-Con. But this has to be one of the best Moon Knight pops that Funko has done, I guess, thus far, because I'm sure there's going to be more in the near future.
Moving on to the top half of our list, coming in at number 5, I have the Hot Topic exclusive 2-pack of Itchy and Scratchy. I really enjoyed this episode of Trios of Horror, and I will always like Itchy and Scratchy pops, so this is so cool. Really happy about this.
Coming in at number 5 on my list is the Target exclusive 11 in the Rainbow Room Pop Deluxe. I knew that there had to have been at least one Stranger Things pop to be added to the list this month. And I thought the best as terms to especially detail had to be the 11 in the Rainbow Room. Just the crazy amount of detail, especially the way they executed the blood and how it's like pouring off the side there of the base. I think that's excellent. And just overall, it's probably one of the best 11 pops that Funko has pulled off yet. And I can't wait to essentially see this scene for the new season that comes out essentially, I guess, as this podcast gets released on May 27th.
Moving on to number 4, I have the Walmart exclusive 3-pack of ETs. We kind of summed it up very well. It makes sense to have these 3 pops be thrown into a 3-pack. I really like it. This will be the way that I get all 3 of these common pops, is with this exclusive 3-pack.
Coming in at number 4 on my list is the Funko Shop exclusive Spider Willy Pop Deluxe. I think that they pulled this pop off really, really well. I love the amount of detail that's involved with this. And it's one of those moments you didn't think was going to end up being a pop, but it is. And I think it will be a huge seller. Lots of hype going around it too, because it is The Simpsons after all.
Now moving on to the top 3 pops of May. Coming in at number 3, I have the Hot Topic exclusive Sonic the Werehog. I think that this pop had a chance of maybe making it to number 2, but because it's not flocked and it's potentially not going to be the tallest pop, it definitely has a couple of gripes, but it's a pop I've wanted to see for a long time, so it had to be high on this list.
Coming in at number 3 on my list is Hugo Simpson from the Treehouse of Horror. The only reason it is not much higher on the list, even though I know I am going to be getting this because I did pre-order it at my local GameStop already, is the fact that we are seeing a concept art and not a glam shot. I think they did this pop very perfectly with what they did with the hair, the 2 different like eye expressions, and especially you have the plated dead fish and the glass of milk. It's exactly how I wanted, and the shackle on the ankle. Great attention to detail. It's the fact that it's a concept art, and hopefully at this moment, it's going to end up being as good as it is here. If it was a glam shot and it showed what we had here, then I think it would have been maybe even number 2 on this list.
Speaking of number 2 on the list, and speaking of Hugo, it's Hugo. I mean, what a great pop. Me and DK have both wanted to see this in the Treehouse of Horror lineup for a while now. And I mean, I love collecting Simpsons, so a lot of Simpsons pops are definitely going to make it high in my rankings always. And yeah, this is definitely at least my favorite Treehouse of Horror pop for this brand new wave.
Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Alliance Entertainment exclusive Battle Levi from Attack on Titan. I think this is an excellent looking pop as terms to detail, going to be a pretty big seller. And once again, mentioning about potential top 50 pops of 2022, if we were to pick one anime pop so far, I believe that this would be a perfect candidate just because of the amount of detail and the hype involved with this. But this is not number 1 because I think we can easily guess what MD's number 1 is. And it's probably the same as my number 1. So I'm just going to let MD take it away.
Of course, the ET movie cover, or not even movie cover. It should be though, but the movie moment, just a phenomenal pop. Maybe one of my favorite pops of all time, which is a big say, to be honest, but it just looks so cool. I can't wait to see it in person. I can't wait to own it. I haven't been this hyped over a pop in a very long time.
Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed this week's edition of a Funko Popcast, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below and let us know your favorite pops from Funkoween 2022 and your favorite pop for the month of International DK Wrestler Month. Press the subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do on this channel in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. And if you guys haven't yet, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at a Funko Popcast. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this week's edition of a Funko Popcast, and hope to see you guys next week on a Funko Popcast. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
ET home phone. Peace in, peace out.